and host of our Legacy series, the one and only Cornwall College old boy, the Honorable Dale Brown.
Thank you, Sir Trevor. And greetings to everyone, first and foremost, and welcome to another episode of our Legacy series that has been so well received by you all. And as you know, the series highlights individuals and nonprofit organizations for their contributions um, to the development and the nation building efforts for especially for the youths in Jamaica, with an emphasis on the educational and academic aspect of it all. And our duty is to highlight these individuals. Individuals like our guest tonight, who is extremely dedicated, committed, and always above board in whatever it is that he is doing. And he represents one of the schools that is most highly respected in Jamaica, a school that maybe doesn't get all the flowers that it ought to get. But tonight we are going to highlight that school and highlight this special individual. And that school is none other than York Castle High School. And without much ado, let us welcome Mr. Dwight Clarke to our program. Dwight, pleasure having you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, dear Mr. Brown, and thank you for having me. And thank you to your listeners or viewers for this awesome program, what you have ongoing in the diaspora. And I'm pleased to be here.
Okay, thank you. So we're dealing with York Castle, and we know that York Castle is has its roots in the Methodist Church. So I think it's appropriate to ask you, where did your faith foundation begin in Jamaica as a youngster?
Thank you for that. And I was privileged to grow up in Brownstone, born in Brownstone. So I grew up in the Wesley Methodist Church. So the same church who established York Castle High School, I was privileged to pray, and that's where my faith is, and continue to be a Methodist man.
Thank you. So what about the school now, like your primary or basic school? Which school did you attend then?
I started out with a little basic school, which is coincidentally next to the Methodist Church, and that is Miss Hilda Basic School. So after a couple of years, I was supposed to attend the Brownstone Infant School, but because some of the students were so advanced, we went straight to Brownstone Primary School instead of the infant school. We went through the process through grade 6 and took the common entrance, and then won a scholarship to the York Castle High School. And thereafter, we went to the Brownstone Community College, continued studies, and then overseas. I continue my tertiary studies overseas here in New York. But my foundation was from right there in Brownstone, which everyone should know as the educational capital for St. Ann.
Okay, thank you, sir. And from your primary school then, what values and lessons you consider that you learned and you have carried with you throughout your life?
Going through primary school, the values, what I've learned back then is hard work, discipline, and commitment. Those morals continue throughout high schools, through college, and even in today's world in my professional field. I continued those basic values, what started out back from Brownstone Primary School.
Any teacher in particular stands out to you from the primary school level?
Yes, from the primary school level, there are a couple of teachers I want to highlight tonight, like Miss Greenland, a grade 2 teacher, Miss DaCosta, grade 5 teacher, and the famous Miss Johnson in grade 6. She was the one who prepared us for common entrance. And although a lot of students thought she was very harsh by using the belt, but I want to tell you, the foundation from Miss Johnson make us better today. And I have to tip my hat to her, Miss Johnson, at the primary school.
Brother Dale.
Yes, sir.
I thought that only Portland got the belt business. Because from you said you go to a church school, those church schools are dangerous when it comes to discipline,
Yes. So yeah, so you had a very firm foundation. You passed your common entrance there at York Castle. And we know that York Castle is really one of the great high schools that we have in Jamaica, roots going all the way back. And what could you share your journey, just your high school journey at York Castle, the little things you're involved in and teachers there, your general experience?
Okay. So I went to York Castle 1979 to 1984. And I want to highlight York Castle since we're talking about York Castle now. York Castle is now celebrating their 150th year of existence, right? So my journey at York Castle High School, again, our motto, which is Nil Sine Magna Labore. That means nothing is achieved without hard work. So we learned that from first form back then. And that is that motto at York Castle, I use that throughout my high school journey, through my college journey, and into my professional journey. So again, that foundation at York Castle, I still use those foundations throughout the whole process of my life. At school, I was involved in track and field when I was in first form. I made a track team, and I represent the school at Western Champs back then. It was held at the Manning High School. But as a youngster, I did not have the mentor, so to speak, to explain and to help me with my athletic journey. So I discontinued athletics, so to speak. But on a more inter-house level, I would participate there, both in football, but never represent the school in football. But I had the passion for table tennis. So I played table tennis and represent the school back then. I was a passionate lover for cricket. And as you know, York Castle have won the Headley Cup. So during that time, that 1979 to 1984, unfortunately, we did not have a cricket team during that time. And it was quite unfortunate because I had friends from Brownstone Primary School who we all wanted to play cricket. So we never get a chance to play cricket or to play Headley Cup to represent York Castle.
Oh, okay. And since you're a little bit on sports, York Castle has a very unique distinction of producing a certain athlete that holds the distinction of a record that cannot be broken. Are you familiar with that athlete?
An athlete who set a record.
That has a record, a distinction. She's the first to do something, and when you're
Oh,
the first, it can't be broken. So, are you familiar with that athlete?
oh, absolutely. My schoolmate, Miss Dion Hemmings McCarthy, she have that record of being the first female athlete, not only in Jamaica, but the Caribbean, to become the first Olympic gold medalist. And I'm very proud of her. She was born in Brownstone. Her sister and I was in the same class at a Brownstone primary school. So I'm very proud of Dion's achievement, and we are still friends today.
Yes, she's really, as I say, when you're the first to do something, no one can take it from you. That is something that can't be removed from your name at all. And any outstanding scholars from your castle?
Yes, we have several outstanding scholars from York Castle. I think back in the late 1800s, the first set of scholars in Jamaica, I think more than half of the scholars was from York Castle High School back then. Um, we have Rhodes Scholars. The latest one was Fitzroy Pablo. He just graduated recently from the Oxford University.
Mhm.
We have some famous persons like the late Ernie Smith, you know, went to York High School. You know, we have some governors of Bank of Jamaica, or deputy governors, went past students of York Castle. And I can go on and on. My mentor, my main mentor, Sir Erwin Clear, went to York Castle High School. He's the one who inspired me, and I'll talk about him later on in the interview.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And so you have now, let's say, left your castle. Where did your journey take you once you left your castle? Educationally, where did that journey take you?
Well, after leaving high school, right, I went to Brownstone Community College. And back then, I wanted to do agricultural engineering at that time because I was really interested in agriculture. My dad just visit the United States of America. So he was staying in New Jersey, and opportunity came up where he met someone from Rutgers University and mentioned to the person. Of course, it was a female. And she said, why not have him applied to the university? So I did the application. They sent the SAT, after I'm an international student. Now, did the SAT down by Mount Alverna High School one Saturday. And I had a big score and was accepted to go there for agricultural engineering. But unfortunately, I did not have a person to sign my affidavit of support. So I have to give up that acceptance. And then I met one of my good friends in the community who was um, studying or working in the architectural field. And I got fascinated about architecture/engineering. So I was able to understudy him and also gain a lot of experience by going to various sites, gather a lot of um, and practical type of construction, and I was able now to start that profession. Then once I in 1995, I decided to go to college and to study architecture and finish my degree, and was able to get inside that workforce. And I continue to work in that in that profession today.
Okay. And so now, what would have inspired you to become president of the Yorkcastle Alumni Association?
Okay. So, when I migrate here in New York, I was listening to this radio station known as WLID, right? And Erwin Clear was on that program. It was talking about the whole immigration thing, and he was talking about pen relays. So coincidentally, I was going to the St. John's United Methodist Church, right? Then Erwin was attending that church. So by talking with each other, we realized that we both went to Yorkcastle High School. So I said to him that, listen, if you can do all of those things, what you're doing in the diaspora, you're helping folks to get their citizenship, you're helping kids to participate in the pen relays. And I said to myself, what am I doing? I need to do something. Then you mentioned about the Alumni Association. So I said to him that I want to revamp the association, because he was explaining to me that the Alumni Association was formed back in 1985. So in 2017, I decided to revamp the Alumni Association, form a team since then. And to current, we are active and have done a lot since 2017 to current. And we are very proud of what we have done from this New York chapter year. And one of my main things when I revamped this, I said to the principal, the older folks we known as Egyptians, right? But the more younger folks, they call themselves Yorkists. So I said to the principal that we Yorkists or Egyptian make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And that was the reason why I revamped the Alumni Association. And I'm proud to tell you, Mr. Brown, that it has made a great difference in which Yorkcastle stands here today. And not discrediting other chapters, like the Jamaica chapters, the Florida chapters, and other groups who have done their part. But speaking from, not from this chapter, but from our past students / alumni overall, what we have done overall make a great difference to the school.
Professor, I heard a saying just now that really resonates with me. Mm-hmm. A living from what you get and a life from what you give.
Yes.
Professor, please say something.
And I would like to get a little more details as to what you put into effect with the revamping. And I know at the back of my head also, Solar is ringing in my ears. I don't know if Brother Dale had Solar on his schedule, but I think you're a cat. But what I mean, you do the revamping. What are some of the things that you put into effect? And I ask the question because on this platform, this is also a mentoring platform.
Yes.
And some of the things that we disclose that some organizations are doing. It guides organizations in other places to adopt things that are effective, and sometimes they will even reach out to look at your pilot project,
Right.
okay, and get guidance as to how to institute it. We have schools like a Cornell College, which we know have we talk about a program that they might have started for themselves, but they have expanded to include as much as 70 schools.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that our community not only knows that these are taking place, but sometimes we want to have an idea as to how they get off the ground.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you for that question. So one of the things about York Castle Alumni Association New York chapter, we were one of the founding member of the Union of Jamaican Alumni Association.
Good.
Stands for UJA.
Yes.
Right. And that's an umbrella association where all of the high school alumni associations, included UAN, UTEC, and MICA, and the primary schools, we fall under that umbrella as a collaborative force to work together for the betterment of our respective schools, to better Jamaica education. Right. So when I revamp the alumni associations with youth, one of the main source of fundraising through UJA was the mega drawing.
Yes.
Right? The mega drawing. And up until today, that is your castle source of finance, of gaining finance to support the programs. So 2017, when the association was revamped, one of our major projects was to donate $10,000 towards the solar energy plant project.
Okay.
Right, back then. And that those gain was through that mega drawing. So important it is. So if alumni associations watching this program, even if you're not a member of UJA, you want to become a member, this is a good organization for you to join, because there are benefits of joining UJA. Right. I was able, and networking is very important, because now I have to give kudos to one of my church sisters who was a worker with the United Nations. Right? So she gave us the opportunity to reach out to the United Nations to get some computers and printers, because the United Nations wanted to donate these equipment to non-profit organization. So during that process, we were able to mail over 33 computers back then to the school, and 6 printers to their technology department. Right. That was back in 2017.
Okay.
Right. What we know, 26. In 2025, wrote the United Nations about computers and laptops. There's a program known as the OICT, which is the Office of Information and Communications Technology Logistic Program. Right. I wrote to them telling them that there are schools in the community who are challenged not to have computers. Right. They responded. They gave us 150 computers. Well, so through the Alumni Association receiving all of those equipment, we shipped them over there to Jamaica, to York Castle. And not being a selfish school, we were able to distribute to schools. And when I say those 10 schools, those are schools, are primary schools, basic schools. So we classify them as feeder schools. So they were able to receive both desktops and laptops throughout that process.
Okay.
So those networking is always good, right? The donation, what we make to these schools, right? It was not just equipment, it was an investment for the future of our children, the growth of our educational system in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Right. During COVID, the Alumni Association was able to do a virtual virtual jam online.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to raise enough funds to purchase over 150, and this again was distributed to students at the school, but we also distribute computers, to other feeder schools within the community. So when you look at York Castle, we are more of a community-based type of school, and that is our thinking. We are not just selfish, just focusing on York Castle High School. We try to help the community whole process. During COVID, we were able to send down cloth masks to the school, and again distributed to our neighboring schools such as Westwood, St. Hilda's, the Brownstone High School, the primary schools, even to the Methodist Church now. We were helping out during COVID. During COVID, we were able to provide a Zoom platform for the high school. And it continues today. We still pay for the Zoom for the school. And some schools within that geographical area, like I remember, Baco, All Age, they were able to use the Zoom platform for meetings. Even the Ministry of Education, the regional office, they were able to use the Zoom platform, what was provided by the Alumni Association.
Okay.
So it may sound small, but those are big things.
Well, but you said that the strongest chain depends on the weakest link. So there is no thing small when it comes to the things that we do.
Right.
We know that we just went through Hurricane Melissa.
Right.
I do not know if that also again is on the platform that our brother Dale has lined up for you, because I know he's very very in depth. But how did your castle respond to the effect or the impact of the hurricane on the island?
Yes, a student, and we got to thank our principal Raymond Treasure, who had the privilege to work closely with. We went to school together. We went high school together, so we had a close relationship. When it is assessment and post the videos and photographs of the at the school, the Alumni Association was able to rounds of various past students to get some finance. Remember flying down shortly after Melissa to make a presentation to the school to help them to restore some of the roofs and as quickly as possible to resume. And during that process there, we were able to host some of our neighboring schools, such as Westwood, or even from Monroe. We have kids from Monroe. They probably live in Brownstone but board in but they came for your castle during that period of time to continue their educational journey?
Okay. Now, in regards to you, Joe, was there any coordinated activity now under the UJO umbrella where all the schools more or less came to, you know, committed to do something that was to scale, for example? And I say that because I am very aware of the conception of UJO
Correct.
and the drawing the program you have to raise the funds, which has been as you say is integral to
Right.
to the school, that that is an income stream for them from your part of view. But we know, for example, that funds also flows to you, Joa, the organization itself.
Okay.
How is that now? How are those funds utilized now for the betterment of the overall population of schools? That is, if you get $10,000 and you just get $1,000, how do the schools now collectively execute a program that it represents all of them, where they are doing individual things? How do they what do you do now that represents the body collectively in doing something?
Okay. All right. So there are several things what I know you do on behalf of all of the alumni association. Like, for example, during COVID, for example, there were care packages sent to various schools. You have alumni associations make charge of care packages. So UJA, as the umbrella organization, are the one who formulate this thing strategically to make sure the distribution was done correctly. So to do all the administrative work, especially if we mailing down stuff like tablets, for example. That was a major drive during COVID. So they would have coordinated the whole thing through the NET, which is the with the National Educational Trust, right? To offset whatever costs you'd have to pay on taxes to bring such large quantities of equipment for distribution to various schools all over to the length of Jamaica. Right. There was this program I know what UJA implement in Jamaica, which is the Learn It tablet. So that tablet is a specialized tablet. What was prepared to because there were statistics out there, and still where some of our students are failing. Okay. Yes. So back on the topic of UJA. UJA was the organization who pushed robotics in Jamaica. And I'm proud that that's where I got that idea from UJA. And I introduced robotics to York Castle High School, right? And by introducing robotics to York Castle High School, York Castle was 2-time champions in Jamaica and went to Texas to represent Jamaica on 2 occasions. UJA, again, is the organization who pushed not only First Tech Jamaica amongst the high school in Jamaica. They started the FLL, which is the Lego League for the primary schools, right? They are the one who facilitate the first global challenge, which is the one where you have the national teams all over the world vying for champions in robotics. And UJA continued to do that throughout my time. I was privileged to be on the board during that time for UJA, where we went to Switzerland, to Geneva, Switzerland, with the Jamaica team, and we performed excellent over there. You know, and I can go on and on with Yuja.
Well,
If
you don't have to really, because I have Donovan Wilson on this program.
right,
So there's an in-depth um,
right,
um, profile out there.
right,
But
okay,
in relations to the fact that you have revamped your castle, you know,
yes.
therefore we know we
with
are
with
look
with with the assistance of Yuja,
with
I
the
have
assist.
to give them credit. Oh, absolutely. And the reason why I'm saying this, Professor, the
Yes,
reason why I'm saying this, that I've learned so much from Yuja that I use those learning skills to implement and to uplift York Castle Alumni Association. And I have to give credit to the former president, Miss Leslie and Samuel,
yes,
and also to our sister, Carlene Largy. I've
yes,
learned a lot from both sisters, and it helped nurture me and grow me into this leadership position where I'm at today.
yes. I'm very familiar with both sisters very well.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why I press you for details is because we also have a UJOA in Atlanta,
Oh, great.
which and that goes back a good 20 plus years too.
Yes.
And so in the process of getting some of the ideas and some of the projects that you guys have developed in the North,
Right.
it will provide inspiration for some
Yes.
of our for some of our other chapters.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so brother Dale, listen, that it's not only an archive, but it's an educational tool for our diaspora.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And there are two more things I want to highlight since we
Mm-hmm.
are on Yuja.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Yuja started this pilot program, which is adopt a primary school. Because when you look at the overall participation of Yuja, it's dominated by high school. But the original vision of Yuja was to start from the basic, from the primary school level.
Mm-hmm.
So they started a program with 5 organizations adopt a primary school. So York Castle was one of them. So we adopt Brownstone Primary School.
Uh-huh.
And one of the good thing about that, we have a mentorship program going on with York Castle Ice with Brownstone Primary School. The robotics, the robotics
Mm-hmm.
started over there now at Brownstone Primary School. So now with Yuja, started the FLL, which is the Lego League. We were able to sponsor the Brownstone Primary School to
Okay.
enter the first Lego League. And I was telling you a funny story here. On one of my visits to Brownstone Primary School and talking to some of those students, they said to me that I want to go to York Castle High School because they have a robotic program there, and I want to continue my journey. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm selecting York Castle High School to continue my robotic journey. So you see, it's a win-win situation what Uja is doing with these pilot programs because it starts from the bottom and now it does lead right into the high school and to bear fruit.
Brother Dale, he's talking about development.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Yeah. So one of the things that interests me that you mentioned, the learn it, because
Yes.
I'm a bit familiar with it, but from your point of view, just let the listeners and viewers know a little bit more what the learn it is really all about, a little more depth, if you don't mind.
Okay. So the Learn It program, you know, this specialized tablet was facilitated by a gentleman by the name of Mr. Webb, right? And I remember, and this was after COVID, there was a delegation team who went to Jamaica to distribute tablets. And the schools was selected um, under the recommendation by the Jamaica Teachers Association, right? So they select various schools throughout the region. And I think we went by counties, Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. And those distribution was done throughout Jamaica. And the reason for this Learn It tablet, and I think I mentioned it earlier, was based on the statistics with reading and math, because some of the schools were saying that some kids, they are leaving the primary school and they are challenged reading and even to do mathematics. So imagine you have a student about to go to high school and have challenge comprehending and reading. So the tablet was designed to mitigate those problems. And that's what that whole Learn It tablet is all about. And there are stats out there right now where a student who has challenges for both maths and English, and the Learn It tablet has improved their skills. And I think is something what the government of Jamaica with the Ministry of Education should go out into, because it's proven not only with the schools who are participating now, but for other Caribbean countries who are using this model.
Hold on, are you saying that while this program is being promoted by the associations, that the government has not bought into it fully and is implementing that program across the island?
Yeah, I don't see any indication from the government implementing this. I think the government would like us to fund that whole thing there. I think that's what the government, and I'm non-political. I don't want to use the platform to blame government or making a selection.
Well,
But
I am very political. I don't like either party.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
No,
know,
I understand. I
this
understand your sentiment.
there's a reason why this program is called SosoBone. We cut the fat and get down to the bone.
Down to the bone, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm very encouraged by the disclosure that that there's something that the diaspora is doing
Right.
ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
because
Yes.
when that is exposed, maybe it will cause some of our people in Jamaica to buy a bigger hat, because
Yes.
because they sometimes do not understand that there are things outside that they should be doing that they're not doing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I need to see where the education that is embedded in our diaspora goes back into our island uninvited. Okay, because in as much as you say what you did, the government will tell you that they love the diaspora, but
Yes.
most of the time they talk about how much money we send down.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
you hear about the 4 billion,
Right.
but with the diaspora conference coming up in June from the 14th and to the 18th,
Right.
it would be good if they would provide speaking roles for persons like you, so you can go and share this experience with the rest of our candidates who are coming from UK, from Canada, from Australia, from South Africa, from Germany, and from the USA, who are coming to this conference that is being held. Okay? Because this is where, again, I say, we mentor each other.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
having the chance for them to hear what is happening in UK, what you're doing in New York, what you're doing in Florida, what you're doing in South Africa. Okay? And
Right.
that is something that I've been calling for, because when we had the launch for the conference about 6 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago, they showed us the companies that were down there waiting to pitch goods at us. Okay?
Right.
They showed us the companies that were waiting to show us where we could invest. And I have always said it without any reservation. If it's a diaspora conference, the diaspora should not be going there to listen. They should be
True.
going there to speak.
I agree.
Okay? So that they can listen and hear what the diaspora wants and what the diaspora would like to see get done. Okay?
Yes.
The presentation should be coming from the members of our diaspora who are doing the heavy lifting.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And there are many persons who have gone to the conference and said they're not going back.
I heard that too.
Okay, good. Brother Dale, go over to you.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing before you go back to Brother Dale there. Another thing about the water tank.
Uh-huh.
There's a water tank program what UJA has going for numerous of years. And I think recently they donated 60 water tanks to various schools throughout the length and breadth of Jamaica. So that's another benefit from UJA, because some rural school, some schools, they challenge by not having water. So these water storage tank was purchased through UJA, delivered through UJA, and distributed to these various schools throughout Jamaica.
And that is good information.
Yes, yes.
So, Dwight, you mentioned robotics.
Yes.
Would you say how has it changed the culture of learning at your castle?
Well, the nowadays students, most of them are so technologically inclined, right? So I remember, I think this was 2018 when we purchased a kit, and I have Erwin deliver this kit to the school. All right. Pretty much no one knew what this kit was all about. So luckily, we had a teacher on board, right, who went to Michael and have some knowledge about robotics, and she was able to start the robotic club in at York Castle High School. And with York Castle is a co-ed school. We have both girls and boys who came into the club, and it helped them to team up with each other, collaborate with each other, teamwork. It kind of changed some of them. There were students who say they were shy, and by working together through this robotic club, it changed that person right now, right? It also facilitated most of them or prepared them to now studying engineering at UTech and UWI. And some of them are overseas right now studying, right? So this whole robotics now open up a level playing field, both boys and girls, right? To get in this robotics type of technology, which will provide jobs in the future, because as you can see, there's a lot of robots right now doing some of the work what was done previously by us human. So it has changed and opened up a lot of eyes at York Castle High School right now, this whole robotics.
And the Lego League,
Right.
first Lego League, how did the students respond to it?
So the first Lego League now, it is for the primary schools, right?
Yes.
So with the York Castle robotic team going to the Brownstone primary school to introduce robotics to them, they are so fascinated, they are so excited about when they see this robot, what the high school student constructed, program it, and have it lifting stuff, doing all type of stuff. So it kind of fascinate them. So
Mhm.
by introducing this to them, it pushes them now. They want to um to get involved in the Lego in the Lego League. And the good thing about the Lego League, they most of the competition is being hosted by UWI, by the University of the West Indies. So understand, a little kid going from the rural area, some of them don't even know Kingston, but you live in Brownstone Primary School and going to the university at that tender age, competing in Lego League. That's a big thing for them, because I remember when I was going to Brownstone Primary School, I've never been to UWI during that time.
Mhm.
So I think this serves as an inspiration for them when they go to such prestigious institution. I'm sure they gather something and probably saying to myself, you know what? I want to go to that school, because actually that reminds me of something here, Dale. When I was going to my basic school back then, I remember my dad took me to a football match at York Castle High School. And coincidentally, we were playing your school, Cornwall College. I cannot forget that day. It was the gold and black versus the red and the gold, which was Cornwall College. And I said to my dad, say, you know, I like that school. I want to go to that school. He turned to me and said, listen, you have to study hard for you to go to that school. And he reminded me, up until recently, we talk about this. So what I'm trying to say to you, that by going to another institution, it can inspire you to work towards it.
What,
So
what, what I would like to know is it, did you beat Cornell College?
I don't think we beat Cornwall College then. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. Well, you know, I was small, so I probably don't even know who won that game. I wasn't going to York Castle back then. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, but Cornwall College was a good was a good team, you know. Yeah,
Okay, you can be
and
nice to Dale. Okay, go ahead, be nice.
yeah. But we may have beat them like in under 14 and under 16, because you know back then, during my time, during my time, we did not have like a sixth form at that time. So most of our players was like 16 or 15. So Cornwall probably have sixth form. So some of those guys were much older and more experienced. So I could understand. I could understand that. Yeah. But we love Cornwall College. I have some good friends from Cornwall College, man. Yeah. Right, Dale?
Oh, absolutely. You have
Yeah.
one right here.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yes, yes. And
Cornwall.
your castle again, what I think I get from you is the deep involvement of the community, because
Yes.
you mentioned the Methodist Church, the primary school, everything is right there in Brownstone. And so there isn't a problem with what you refer to as the feeder schools, because it seems as if quite a few of the students from the local area there actually ended up attending your castle.
Yes, especially during my time, because as you know, it was Yorkers is a co-ed school, and then you have St. Hilda's, and you have Westwood. You also have Ferncourt too, you know. So where you have girls going to these two all girls high schools, right? Then now Yorkcastle now in the middle as this co-ed schools, right? Back in my days, there was a lot of students from Brownstone Primary School, who went to York Castle. Yeah, but recent, my studies, it's not, it's not like that anymore, because currently there's so much um private prep schools within the Centon region, right? And most of those kids, they are getting higher marks and they are selecting York as a high school. You understand what I'm saying? Because even some of those prep schools are down in the Ocherous area. First time, they would have sent those kids to the Kingston schools, like the Jamaica College, the Campion College, all those type of schools. They are not sending those kids up there anymore. Those kids are going to York Castle High School now because of the programs what provide and the standard what's set by the principal up there.
Mhm. Does York Castle have a foundation?
Yes, York Castle has a foundation, and I'm proud to let you know this was orchestrated by Mr. Milton Brady, right? He's a current member of the New York chapter, but he has participated in both Jamaica chapter, the Florida chapter, and the New York chapter. So he's the one who orchestrated the York Castle Foundation, and it's up and running. And as a matter of fact, this alumni association was the first donor to the foundation to donate approximately 10,000 US dollars to have the foundation up and running out there in Jamaica. And the purpose,
What was his name?
Milton Brady.
Milton Brady.
Milton Brady. He's one of my mentors too. Proud of him. Good guy.
The
Good.
intended purpose of the foundation is what?
The intended purpose of the foundation was not only to seek big donors to do big legacy projects, but to collaborate, right, between various chapters, whether it's the Florida, the Canada, the New York, the Jamaica, or even over there by the UK, including classes, because you have various classes spread all over the world. So the foundation would have been the centerpiece where goods, donated goods from overseas going to the school could go through the foundation to avoid high taxes and duties, one, and also to track projects overall. Say, for example, the New York chapter is going to donate, say, $25,000 to set up a robotic lab. That $25,000 would go to the foundation so it doesn't get commingled with the school finances. So the foundation now would be that supporting force who help to track the project and report back to the chapter how the money was spent and its intended purpose. So that is the purpose of the foundation. Yeah.
So we speak about the revamping and everything, and we understand that. But what changes would you say have had the greatest impact since the
Changes.
reorganization? Yes. What changes you'd say?
I think before, and I don't know if there was like consistent meetings, but when I revamped the alumni associations and formed the board, we have a much more structured, consistent meetings. And most of the members, even if they don't come to the meetings, they support the cause because they see the difference when the association was revamped and see the support what we provide into the school and the result from the school. They see that. So that impact, that revamp really impact the school. And then on top of that, other classes, other chapters, got inspired. I want to do more.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying here?
Mhm.
So by revamping, it inspire more to give.
Yes.
Right, right. So you installed solar lights, is that what you said before?
No, solar panels.
Panels. Did you
Solar
install solar lights also?
solar lights. We per se installed solar light. I know when I went to the school after Melissa, right? I
Mm-hmm.
brought down some solar light with charging capabilities during that time, right? And I can remember one specific moment while I was at the school, you know, I had my Starlink at the school, and there was a particular student who wanted to submit her application to UWI. Very, very bright student, inspire, want to become a doctor. And that day was the deadline day to submit our paperwork to UWI. And she have no charge, nothing. Her phone was dead. So I was able to turn on my car at the school, start up the Starlink. She got service, and she was able to submit her paper. And then I gave her the solar light because she was born in Brownstone but lives in Trelawney. So she was able to use this device to provide a light while they were going through that whole hardship with Melissa. And I also gave a couple of solar lights to various families out there in Brownstone.
It is strange, because the list that we had circulating among us, I was
Yes.
getting from West Coast to Mid America. I was, shooting the list across the board and updating on the Cricket Show USA, among other things, with Brother Dale, as to how the progress was being made towards. But I do not remember. I know we had generators, Brother Dale, but I do not remember solar lights being on the list.
Mm,
I don't recall that either.
yeah. But solar light, those are important. I have family members right now in Brownstone call me and telling me, thank you, Dwight. Thank you. Because although the light is back, I still use the solar light and it make a difference in my light bill.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Make a difference in their light bill.
Well, I think York. That was one of the reasons, if I understood correctly, why York was looking to increase solar usage to cut down on the high bills that they were getting from JPS or UPS or whatever PS
No,
called itself.
JPS, absolutely. As a matter of fact, our ultimate goal is to get off the grid
Okay,
completely.
okay,
Grid completely. Right. And
and
and then that saving, that money can go into various programs
yes,
to help the students for the
and
benefit of the students.
and these are again are the type of things that when we talk about a diaspora conference, that our diaspora should get a chance to to explain and present these initiatives,
Yes.
because there are many schools down there who would like to see something like that and never thought about it. Okay,
Right.
because they might not have been able to navigate the politics or the obstacles. Okay, listen, I'm still getting complaints about equipment that was sent to Jamaica to do certain things and has been sitting in customs for 6 months, and they're paying and they're
For
paying
storage.
storage fees.
Wow.
Okay, just was it last week, Dale? 2 weeks ago, we were, this was also coming to the table, that
Mhm.
that equipment is cannot be released because they don't have enough money to clear it, and
Yeah.
every week they were being charged for storage.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is on platforms like these that some of these things have to be made visible.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because every town hall meetings that we have had in our diaspora, whether it be a prime minister who turns up or a minister from another begging minister, it doesn't matter what, when they ask what would the diaspora require of the government, we would ask the question, can the organizations who are donating things, giving, not selling things to our alma maters and to other place of need, can we get a decent break in getting the things to their destination without having to pay more than it costs us over here to take it out of customs?
Yeah.
And that has been going back for the last 20 years. We ask the question at every town hall meeting. And if the problem had been addressed, we would not be asking the same question over and over.
Right.
Okay? And that goes, and that's not a party thing. That is just a lack of appreciation thing. Because if you will just take 1% of the $4 billion that we send down there and just set it aside to clear diaspora merchandise.
Yeah.
Okay?
Professor, one other thing I want to highlight what the Alumni Association, and I have to give the Florida chapter credit for
Okay.
this one.
Mhm.
You know, your Mr. Treasure started this whole driving education at York Castle High School. I
Oh.
think we are probably one of the first high school to start that driving education, where they teach the students to learn how to drive, teach them the road code, and they prepare them to get their license before they leave high school. We also have an automobile technology department where students have learned how to change oil, how to change tires. I mean, this all overall maintenance of automobile. They are getting first on training at York Castle High School right now.
No,
Before
hold on. Is this something that was initiated by the student association?
started by the principal, but get the support by the alumni association by providing tools, you know,
Yes.
for this program. They also have this old driving club. They even have car shows at the school where you have Usain Bolt and all of these guys come to the school and display their fast car. They even working in collaboration at Dover by building fast cars too.
Hold on. You mean
It
these
is
things are happening down in Jamaica through the...
Yeah, that's at the school. Yeah, those things are happening at the school. Absolutely.
Well,
You
wow.
know, Professor Dwight, what is sticking out to me now? We talk, and this is a prime example of building a bridge from the community going to the high school,
Yes.
Yes.
and with the connectional schools being the primary and basic schools. And what you are doing, sir, is you are doing it from their own initiative without involvement of government. And I tell people, stop complaining about what you do not have. Work
Yes.
with what you have. You can do it. Our
Yes.
foreparents did not have what we have access to today. And look at what they have produced.
Yeah.
So you need,
Remember
yes,
remember my motto? Nothing
yes,
is
yes, man.
achieved without hard work or
Yes,
labor. And that is the school motto. Nil sine magna labore.
yes,
Labore. That's what it stands for. So we believe in that. Once you work hard, you can achieve absolutely
yes, yes.
everything.
Absolutely, sir. And I'm really impressed with what what you have done. And you promised to go a little bit deeper into one Irwin Clear. So I'm going to give you, before we wrap up or anything, give you an opportunity to tell us the role that Irwin Clear played in supporting these initiatives.
Okay. So as I said before, you know, when I came to this country and met Erwin, listening to the radio, what he has been doing, right? That inspired me to do this. And it triggered back when I mentioned about wanted to come to the United States to study, but did not have a person to sign that affidavit of support. So, although it was a lost opportunity, it teach me something by living here in America, that if a little boy or a little girl get the opportunity, great things can happen. And that's why when I met Erwin and see what he's doing, I said to myself that I have to make a difference. So all of these things, what we accomplish, I have to give Erwin credit because he's an inspirator to me of what I'm doing. And he's the person, he will guide me on certain things. Or if I have a question, I can go to him and he will guide me. And he's truly a big brother to me.
Okay.
And your castle, and I'm saying it on your platform, holds this man a lot because he's the one who inspired me and improved my leadership skills. And he always said to me that, Dwight, don't have to ask. I'm telling you what I want. And based on all what I've been doing since 2017, I pretty much get the support from the alumni body. And I'm happy.
Do you have a website?
Yes, we do have a website. Is it www.yourcastlealumni.org?
And your email address for the organization?
Email is info@yourcastlealumni.org.
And who are the members of your board?
Members of the board, we have trustee members, which is Erwin Clare, of course. We have Fred Hawthorne. I have the vice president, who is Dr. Sharon Spencer Simmons. My treasurer is Mr. Robinson. That is Andre Robinson. My assistant treasurer is Devon Watkins. I have Mr. Mackenzie. He's one of our communication officer. I have Caroline McDonald. She's my global coordinator. She reaches out and coordinates to all the different chapters and locally with the Jamaica chapter and the school. And I have a social media person who is Carlene Anderson, and my secretary is Miss Althea Henry. And of course, Dwight Clarke is the president.
Well, I don't, I'll tell you this before I ask you my final question.
Yes.
St. Anne is known as the Garden Parish.
Correct.
Yes, and for very good reason, and quite deservedly so. But I also believe that St. Anne is the parish that gives birth to the prophets.
Absolutely.
Prophets.
Yes.
And I wanted to tell Mr. Erwin Clear that you met someone who told you that. And when next I speak to you, tell me what he said to you. Response.
Prophet,
Okay.
right? Oh,
Yeah,
he's one of the prophet like Bob Marley and Marcus Garvey.
He promised to hire me as his agent after I told him that. The same thing you told me. You just said.
Told him that he's a prophet too, right? He's a prophet.
Yes. But anyway,
Yes.
what advice would you give to young people who want to become leaders and make a difference?
Okay. My advice to young folks who want to make a difference in our society and make a difference, couple of things. You have to be committed, right? Discipline, right? Hard work. You have to sacrifice. There's sacrifice involved in this thing if you want to create an impact. And never give up. Never give up the fight. Even when you think that things not going good, do not give up. Continue to work hard. As I said again, I live by our motto. Nothing is achieved without hard work or labor. And if you have that in your head, you will create an impact and make a difference in society.
Professor?
Well, you know, I am not as familiar with your castle as I should be, because I actually went to school in Clarkstone, which is just just about half an hour drive to come to Brownstone.
Oh, you're a neighbor then.
Okay, and yes, it might be the Garden Parish, but we know, so we had to ship all the yellow yam from Trelawney to St. Anne.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
And I am glad that Usain Bolt is leaving Trelawney to come over there to show you his scars in your castle.
Oh, Usain Bolt?
Yes.
If you trace Usain Bolt, the boat started from St. Anne. He settled there. So, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
The blood is from St. Anne.
Well,
The Gardner Parish, of course.
okay, well, we know the stream starts at the top of the mountain and end at the sea, okay?
All right. Okay, good.
Well, Dwight, it has been a pleasure. It has been a pleasure having you on this program. And
Yes.
and you shared some information which for us it is like virgin information, things that we never knew was taking place. And
Yes.
Dale will tell you that I always represent the fans,
Right.
which means that what is new to me is new to them.
Yes.
Okay? And
Right.
everyone who sits on this program brings something so new to our viewers that you will hear
Yeah.
that, Trevor, I didn't know that. You get that feedback consistently. I didn't know that, you know? And so
Right.
I can only say thank you for your contribution to this platform. It is an archive
Yes.
for our community. We complain about the fact that when we were going to school in the early days, they never taught us black history.
No.
I
No.
mean, Nanny was up in the mountains, and we might get one or two Anansi stories. Okay, and Miss Lou would give us something with Lou and Rani on the radio at different times in the good old days, but we were not taught black history.
As you touch about Black history there, let me tell you something again about York Castle.
Mhm.
Did you know that York Castle, I would say, is the first school who pushed the Black Power movement in Jamaica?
That's what I'm talking about there.
Yeah, they are the first. And I learned a history that when some of the guys went to Monroe back then, during that whole Black Power movement,
Mhm.
we are the one who introduced the Black Power movement to Monroe College back then in the 70s, right? On top of that. Also, York Castle was the first school in Jamaica to organize sports in Jamaica. Even the same football, what Cornwall College beat us. We were the first school in Jamaica to organize sport in Jamaica. Yes.
Well, you have a good 136-year history.
No, No, no,
150.
150.
Oh, you,
150.
oh, you mean
Yes.
I'm short?
Yeah, you're short by 20, man. Come on. Short by 20. That's a lot. Yeah. So I want to leave with this now that yes, we celebrate our 150 years of existence, right?
Mhm.
And we'll be celebrating this October the 28th out there. Also, the Alumni Association is celebrating their 41st year in existence. And
Thank
one of
you.
the plan is to have like a barbecue for the summer
Hmm.
for all the members to partake. And then further down, like say October, we want to celebrate that 150 at our Methodist church. And it fit that we do the celebration at Methodist church since York Castle was founded by the Methodist church
I
here.
understand. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Well, again, I say thank you for giving us the time and
yes,
giving us the history. Okay,
yes,
because Brother Dale will tell you that what we are doing, we are not doing it for today. We're not even doing
right,
it for tomorrow. We're doing it for 40 years from now.
yes,
So our
yes,
children and our grandchildren,
yes.
they can see where we're coming from,
Coming from,
so they understand where they are at that point in time, and they can also determine where they will go. Because if we don't know where we're coming from,
you don't know where you're going.
okay. So thank you so much, Brother Dight. And when you have your event scheduled, please let Brother Dale know
Yes,
so we can put it out on our network and shed the light and make your school brighter. So thank you so much. Thank you.
thank you, Professor. Thank you, Brother Dale, for having me here. It's been a pleasure, and I was happy. Normally, I don't give interviews, but that's fine. But I was happy to do this interview with your network.
Thank you so
And
much.
I hope it will inspire other schools, other groups to continue to work hard and to come on your program to showcase it so
Yes.
others can learn and do even better than what I'm doing.
Yes. Yes. Thank you
I
so.
know I can't tell you this. The professor usually says it, but I'll say it. You
Yes,
are now a roving ambassador for the program.
Yes.
So whenever you meet up on your presidents from other alumni associations,
yes,
feel free to let them know a door is open right here for them.
absolutely. I will share it and I'll let them know.
And on,
Absolutely.
and the motto for the SosoBone Media Network, when you go there, it is clear: a place to listen and a place to be heard.
Got you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Been a pleasure.